Bitcoin, the decentralized digital currency, has been making waves in the cryptocurrency market and is only expected to rise, with more and more people looking to mine the blockchains in this profitable business. But the current economy has been suffering badly as inflation reaches all-time highs. What will happen to Bitcoin prices in the midst of this chaos? Let's find out. Firstly, Elon Musk's prediction for the economy. Prices of goods, labor, and products are the highest they have been for over 40 years. The Fed is responsible for the global price hikes and has chosen to proceed with its battle against inflation. But Musk predicted that if the Fed continues, as now anticipated by the business sectors, this will actually end up being the cause of deflation. The term might be new to you, as we're all quite used to the opposite, but it's characterized by a fall in the cost of literally everything. At first glance, that might sound ideal for us. Cars, houses, food, and education would all become so cheap, but with that, their value would also vanish in the economy. Deflation can urge families to delay their buying choices while sitting tight for additional prices to fall, which causes society to eventually crumble. Elon Musk, one of the richest people on the planet, spoke about this in a tweet and seemed to blame the Fed partly for failing to control the inflation wave. Still, many people disagreed, like global strategist Peter Schiff, who said the opposite would actually happen. For Schiff, a significant rate multiplication by the Fed could cause excessive inflation and a serious downturn. He added that it could even end up producing a global catastrophe, the likes of which the world has never experienced. Well, that's one thing they agreed on. Next up, Cathie talks about deflation in the pipeline. The Tesla chief tweeted over the course of the week that a significant Federal Reserve cost increase would ensure the risk of deflation. Musk repeated that the value of services and goods was going to fall drastically in the entire world as poverty and unemployment continues to rise. These rate hikes have actually been awful for Bitcoin this entire year, because around the time the Fed began raising their benchmark rates, from almost zero in March, by the end of 22, it had risen to 2.25 to 2.50% of its original cost, which made Bitcoin lose almost 50% of its value. The latest Bureau of Labor Statistics report analyzed the job sectors in the US and found that only the labor sector had managed to stay strong and consistent, whereas every other sector was increasing in unemployment, with the rates increasing from 3.5 to 3.7% just from August. Even one of the biggest companies in the world, Google, announced that they'd have to go through heavy budget cuts and layoffs to stay efficient in this economy. But Fed Executive Jerome Powell didn't pay any attention to the warnings of Musk and Cathie, and instead announced that the bank could climb rates further to bring expansion down to their goal of 2%. The August inflation data released on September 13th showed that it fell to 8.1%. That is concerning, since it's quite far from the Federal Reserve's 2% target, said David Blanchflower, who is a former Bank of Britain inflation expert. ARK Invest CEO Cathie pointed out these numbers too and noted how consumer demand was decreasing rapidly toward repaying their debts instead of investing in buying assets like Bitcoin, as most goods and services they could already afford. Finally, will Bitcoin fall down to 14K? Bitcoin is now definitely feeling the after effects of the recession, as most companies are becoming more and more hesitant to invest until the economy has stabilized. From 2020 to 2021, there were an enormous number of new participants in the space of digital currencies, which essentially multiplied the holding, and we saw a massive boom in Bitcoin. And as soon as the market began to slow down, everything halted immediately. Bitcoin scientists seem to be following the trends in the blockchain and noticed that it's framing an opposite cup and handle type reversal pattern. This was also confirmed by the flipped U-shaped cup that formed along the price trend, trailed by a short upturn that kinda resembled a handle. This was all observed above the Bitcoin neckline, which is used by traders to find optimum areas for placing orders. Bitcoin is now risking an all-time low of $14,000 in 2022, which is almost 40% down from September's price. Philb, who is the mastermind behind Decentrator, actually predicted this exact thing happening all the way back in 2018. He spoke in a recent interview with Cointelegraph and said that he had been analyzing the historical volume of the cryptocurrency and predicted that it could fall down even further to $11,000 in a short while, since the cost of Bitcoin is now undeniably tied in with legacy markets, especially the Nasdaq. The organization is actually under a great deal of pressure from the Federal Reserve and its stricter policies due to inflation. So even Philb said that he couldn't accurately predict the outcomes, since this time it's much more different and there are a lot of external factors at play. But it's pretty clear that at least until the end of the year, Bitcoin is expected to keep falling pretty hard. Now, in other related news, starting off with Central Bank of Bahrain dealing in Bitcoin payments. The National Bank of Bahrain is set to test a Bitcoin installment handling and payout arrangement in a joint effort with OpenNode. According to the bank's official statement welcoming the new change, the BTC installment processor will arrange the entire system. OpenNode's Driving Bitcoin Foundation arrangement keeps on preparing nations, legislatures, and respectable monetary organizations so that they can now connect easier with the cryptocurrency network at lightning-fast speeds. This new Bitcoin installment arrangement is important as Bahrain is trying to become a more computerized and tech-savvy economy that can be taken seriously in the eyes of other first-world nations. Dalal Bouheji is the executive director for all financial matters at the Bahrain Economic Board, and he said that the new program is very welcome by the administration and is going to be tested as soon as possible under the right regulatory procedures. This step into the new century comes after almost a decade of hesitance by Bahrain, and following them, more Gulf states are starting to seriously consider cryptocurrency. The Saudis are also looking to catch the eye of unified crypto trades as they awarded Binance a crypto asset service provider license. Moving on to some Elon Musk memorabilia. Holding on to your ex's stuff may actually be a good idea, especially if your ex turns out to be a billionaire by the name of Elon Musk. His ex-girlfriend from college surfaced online, putting up a reserve of photographs and Musk memorabilia from her relationship with the tycoon on auction through Boston-based RR Auction. Gwen and Musk began dating in 1994, and not long after moving on from the College of Pennsylvania, Musk began a doctoral program at Stanford, which he dropped out of to manage his startup Zip2. The auction has 18 real photographs of the tech mogul as a really young-looking freshman, as well as a few other tokens of Musk and Gwen's time together. The item of most interest is actually a marked birthday card, trailed by a piece of jewelry given to Gwen on her birthday. The highest bid right now is nearly $7,000, but the card is supposed to sell for more than $10,000. The gold neckband incorporates an emerald from the Zambian emerald mine, possessed by Elon's dad, Errol, a rich South African property designer and specialist. Tesla superfans can put a bid on a piece of Musk history until the bidding closes this week. Finishing off with Tesla owners leaked chats talking about World War III. An instant message was sent by SpaceX and Tesla president Elon Musk, where he claimed that he was rethinking his arrangement to purchase Twitter for a cool $44 billion due to the chance of World War III breaking out. Our first thought was, what does Musk know that we don't? As the arguments were being solved in the most recent lawsuit against the billionaire following his breach of contract, the screenshots of the text were released, which showed that Musk had been in touch with some inside informant. He wrote, "Let's slow down just a few days. Putin's speech tomorrow is significant. It won't make sense to buy Twitter if we're heading into World War III." He had been in contact with Michael Grimes, Morgan Stanley's head of global technology investment banking, before buying out the social media platform, and seemed to be genuinely worried about a massive war breaking out. That's a wrap for this video, and thanks for watching. What did you think of Bitcoin falling below $14,000? And would you cash in your crypto just yet? What did you think about the future of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.